To see you, man. It's been a while, and
Yeah,
thank you for joining Straight Handball Talk. I'm gonna let you know what this is all about.
yeah.
It's a conversation between two people
Hmm.
who were either teammates, competitors, partners, or they're just passionate dreamers about handball, how things should be in a perfect world.
Hmm.
Nevertheless, we are connected forever because of the Olympic sport of handball.
Yeah,
And for me and for many people, especially in the US, it is the biggest reward we get, and it is the most special thing we can have. Becoming friends after games, whether we're teammates or competitors, it's something that I value a lot, and I know you do as well. So that's why I'm doing this show, that we have the time, and I'm speaking to as many people as I can, just to share the beautiful power of handball.
yeah, yeah. No, it's good to talk about handball because is one passion in common between us. Yeah, and it's really good to talk up with the New York team guys and everybody again
Yeah.
after a long time after our tournament in Saudi Arabia.
Oh yeah.
Uh, it's really good to see everybody again.
Yeah, no, it's special. I mean, this connection, it started in different ways, and we're gonna talk about the gradual progression, how we got to know each other and how we came to this point. But for the people who don't know you, and for the people who have, I mean, I need to let people know that you are a eight-time world champion in beach handball with Brazil,
Yeah,
one of the greatest beach handball players in Brazil, and you have been nominated as the Olympic athlete role model by the International Olympic Committee, which for many athletes, it's one of the highest honors you can receive from an organization like that. So being a role model, we all want to be a role model to others, and you have taken that role um, easy, because it comes very easy to you with your character and with your successes. So, you've been an important part in development of beach handball in Brazil, and I'm glad that we've had encounters as competitors, but also as teammates. So the first
yeah.
thing I'm going to ask you is, how did you start with handball?
Yeah, here in Brazil, the handball is one popular sport in the school.
Mm,
Normally, when I go to the bakery or in the market, and everybody asks for me, "Hey, do you play basketball or volleyball?" Because I'm tall, and I say, "No, I play handball." Oh, handball! Yeah, I love handball because I played in the school.
mm,
Everybody played in school, but only in school. When we finished I think in high school in US,
yeah,
we stopped to play because we don't have one professional league to the people continue to play and maybe be a professional handball player, you know.
yeah.
So I started in school like everybody and older because I started with 16 years old.
Okay.
Normally here in Brazil, the people start with 10, 12, you know. I
Yeah, yeah.
played volleyball before, play handball. And one teacher of the school, the physical education teacher, asked me, "Hey, let's go play one time handball with me,
Mm.
with my team." Oh, and I said, "Okay, let's do it." And it's a passion, the first contact, you know. Uh, in 6 months, the we have a selection of the states to play the national
Yeah,
championship representing your state,
yeah.
and the coach of the state with 6 months of training handball uh, asked me, called me to play in the state's team, you know.
Yeah.
And I say, oh, it's good because in volleyball I'm the reserve and stay all the time. Okay, let's go, guys. You know, it's good, but uh, have for me had this the things of uh, the people call me and you are important, the things, it's really good. And my friends start to play handball too.
Yeah.
And I start to play in school, and with 2 or 3 years later I leave to play in Rio de Janeiro and
Yeah.
start to play professional handball here in Brazil.
Yeah. It's amazing. I mean, I think we all have that one person that got us into it, and then we don't know what it is because we're all playing a completely different sport at some point
Yeah,
for whatever reason. But everyone who got into handball, and I'm talking to all the people, had that one person. It's like, hey, come on, let's try this sport.
yeah,
And I guess, I mean, the difference between volleyball and handball is tremendous because you can hit people in handball.
yeah. It's more attractive.
Yeah. And sometimes it's good when people hit you too. It feels like, okay, now this is a battle. I love volleyball. I really do. Honestly, if I mean, I played volleyball when I was in sports science university, and I enjoyed it very much. Uh, but that feeling of handball, with that battle that you have, it's so
Yeah,
different.
yeah, and I talked on about with my friends. Is volleyball is really limited sports because you just make it 3 or 4 uh, things like a jumping
Yeah.
and the ball and the defense and block and justice.
Done.
Yeah, in handball you can make a lot of things. You can make spin, you can make a jump and shot
Yeah.
and different kinds of shot, and it's more, it's bigger to it's better to see because you all the time is surprised with the
Yeah.
things. No?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's-
So obviously, you went through the process of, falling in love, playing the state championships in high school, then being selected to play in a bigger adult team, and then go to the national team of Brazil. Um,
Mhm.
Getting there, who were your idols? Who were you watching and saying like, "Oh, this is a guy who I want to make my game like"?
When I start, maybe like in 98, 2000, we don't have an opportunity to see the guys play in the television,
Hmm.
in the internet. Now you all the time you can see everybody playing. So I saw the guys from my city players, the older guys, and see, oh, this guy is really good to play, shot strong and is really fast.
Yeah,
And I started to see this guy and look to them and say, I want to be like this guy.
yeah,
So the time with passing, and I knowing other players really good and Brazilian players, and start to change my mind about this, and now I want to play like these guys.
yeah,
And after this, when we go to the Europe, is the bigger place to see handball, and I start to see plays like uh, strong players like Karabatic and Assis, uh, and I see I want to play like these guys,
yeah,
and
yeah,
it's not one thing like just this guy, but
yeah, yeah,
it's changing.
yeah. Mixing it up. Yeah,
Yeah. Sorry about
yeah.
the English.
No, no,
I
it's
didn't practice my English. The last time is in Saudi Arabia.
oh.
Never more I talk in English with anybody.
We're gonna have some time to do it right now. Uh, I look, you've done so many things in with handball, and many doors probably have opened up because of handball. Uh, but when it comes to indoor handball and beach handball, you obviously started in indoor handball before switching to beach handball. What happened there? What made you transfer and all of a sudden became a lot more successful in beach handball? What was that thing that helped you a lot?
I started to play indoor handball, and here in my city we have one tournament in summer, and I I knew beach handball in summer, like funny thing. But I worked with handball all my life,
Yeah.
and when I went to Rio to start to the professional player story there in indoor handball, and start to play beach handball more frequently,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And in 2004, the coach of the Brazilian national team, Antonio, uh, called me to my first World Championship in the first World Championship of the AHF,
Yes.
you know, in Egypt, 2004. And I look at this sport different and say, I think I can be sex in this sport, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and start to play. But I'm professional of indoor handball
Yeah.
and training all year long in indoor handball and go to the tournament of beach. And the all the time the time pass with this history, indoor handball, and go to play in the World Championship and Brazilian Championship, all the championships, but training 2 or 3 weeks
Yeah.
before the tournaments. So in 2010, I'm played in the both national teams, the indoor and beach handball,
Yeah.
and the confederation say for me, do you need to choose one of the
Oh,
both?
wow.
And because you can't do the both things.
Why
I think
not?
uh, they said because 2011 we can't play with we can't play in our teams clubs just training to the Pan Am Guadalajara, you
Yeah.
know, to qualify to Olympics. And we training all year long, January until October,
Yeah.
uh, 14 days and rest 4, and 14 days and rest 4, and we don't play to our clubs.
Mm.
So I think they said me this in 2011 because they program the future, you know. And if I need to play in beach handball, uh, I need to pay attention to both, and
Folk.
they want to focus only in indoor to qualify to Olympics,
Yeah.
you know. So I stopped to play beach handball because in that time I want a lot to play the Olympics. I want to be Olympics, you know.
Yeah.
And I started just to play indoor handball. We lost the Pan Am to Argentina by 1 goal. We lost the pre-Olympics,
The qualifier.
the qualifier, yeah. To we lost to Sweden by 4,
Mm-hmm.
won
Ooh.
Macedonia,
Yeah.
and go and went play against Hungary. That's the same results against Macedonia and Sweden, and we lost by 1 to Hungary and stay out of the Olympics.
Oh my God.
And for me, it's terrible. My if you ask me about the loss, I always remember is by 1 to Argentina in Panama because we prepared ourselves 1 year long to one match
Yeah.
against Argentina and we lost by 1.
That's those games never go away. Like,
Never.
in your head. But those games that make us better for other stuff.
Yeah,
That's a good story.
yeah. So always I play until 2015. I don't train in beach handball, just in my vacations, and all the time carry with my body physical
Yeah.
preparation, and I always think that it's so much easy to play to train indoor handball to play beach handball than inverse, you know, because when it's totally different the biomechanics movements
Yeah.
of beach handball. You need to jump inside, you need to put the arm
Yeah.
on back, you know. So it's really different. One time in 2006 I have the chance to train in 20 days
Yeah.
with the Brazilian national team, and my club called to the coach of the Brazilian, I need you just for one play, please. And Antonio say, okay, do it.
Yeah.
And I go to the club to play one game of the indoor handball, and it's totally disaster. Disaster? Yes.
Yeah. Disaster. Yeah.
yeah, it's terrible because I
The movement.
I fall to the floor. It's terrible. It's so terrible. And it's different when I play indoor handball and go to the beach. It's totally normal. It's
Yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah. Such a different game. I played, I think, maybe 2 weekends in my life beach handball. We organized a tournament here many years ago in Coney Island Beach in New York, and I remember like I couldn't believe that I was getting so tired so quick from beach handball. I was like, why? It's like it's so short, and everything felt like I could play all day long, but like after 4 runs, and this was when I was even younger, I couldn't believe it. By the end of the day, I remember when we finished the tournament, I was so exhausted that after 2 beers, I felt like I want to go to sleep. It never happens to me after indoor uh, tournament.
For me, it's different. I think it's indoor handball is really more uh, hard to play. After the indoor handball game, I need to rest because I can't play another
That's
game in the same day. For me, it's really hard to play in the U.S. Nationals because we play 2 matches by day, and the World Championship of beach handball, you can play 2 games in one day in World Championship. Here in nationals, in Brazilian national uh, tournament,
yeah,
we play 4 games in one day.
yeah,
I can't imagine play 4 games of indoor handball in one day.
yeah. No, no. Well, it's no, that would not be good.
For
Um,
me, it's harder play in the physically.
yeah.
It's harder play indoor handball than beach.
Oh, that's yeah. To me, it's the opposite. But I think because I don't know how to use my energy properly on
Yeah,
beach
probably,
handball.
probably,
So,
probably.
anyways, now talking about us, you and me, our connection began where the first time I met you was in San Francisco.
Yeah.
This was a few years ago, I think 3 years ago, when we went to play in the Cal Heat tournament. So I go there, and we didn't have the full team. We actually had the second team and guys from third team. So we go in there, and Jackson, our goalkeeper, our friend, he goes like, "Oh, LA has this Brazilian national team player. He's world champion. Like he's really good." I'm like, what? Really? I say, well, it doesn't matter. I mean, he's one player. It's like nothing can happen. So like, no, but he's really good. Anyway, so I remember watching you play. I was looking at you. You were just so calm, but you were not giving it all, obviously, because you just didn't have the right pieces around you. And I remember like when Jackson played against you, and his face, he was so happy to play against you. And I'm like, dude, man, well, how do you know about this guy? It's like, oh yeah, he was one of the great players over there, and you know. So, do you remember
Yeah,
that tournament?
I remember, and I remember when I was shot 7 meters
Yeah,
against him,
yeah.
and I looked for him, and
It's
he
like,
looked at me and he smiled, and I smiled too to shot 1 7 meter. And yeah, I remember I think we the third place
yeah,
is LA against New York, yeah,
yeah.
and it was a good tournament, but I'm really really tired when we played against the Air Force team, I think so, or Army team, and
Oh, the
they
running.
knocked.
Yeah,
Yes, they knocked my arm, and I have a pain. But I think it's incredible because they paid a lot with my tickets and the things to play, and I can't stay in the bench
yeah,
because they deposit in me things that I need to play.
yeah.
But it's really really good. But everybody said from me, no, Gil, be careful. But the New York team is not this team. It's this team, but it's not the main team. The Nationals is different, and we play against in the Lake Placid.
Yeah, well, that's the second time we faced each
Yeah,
other was obviously in Lake Placid for the Super Globe qualifier with a completely different team. I was the only one,
yeah,
and Jackson from that team that came
uh huh,
California. But before Lake Placid, you and LA team went to West Point to prepare. I want
Yeah,
to know.
yeah.
I want to know how was your mindset and the spirit before going to this qualifier, because it was a big thing, and LA got Hugh again and got Anderson,
Anderson.
and Drew was there and a few other guys.
Uh-huh.
So how was the spirit at that time?
Yeah, when they called me to go to Lake Placid, they they said for me, now we go to with the main team, the team that was in the national after
Yeah,
this. So let's go practice a little bit to know each other
yeah,
and go to see what's happened over there. But we know that in the New York team it's the favorite because you train it together, we stay together, we play a long time together.
yeah,
It's different that you pick some pieces and let's go see what's happened.
yeah,
You know, we studied a little bit about play uh, uh, call systems of games, the things, but it's not. We need a more time
yeah,
to do what's necessary to win the game. Yeah,
yeah. But
and
that
we saw this in against you
yeah.
because we know that Anderson make a lot of goals and it's one day
Yeah,
because another day is not the same.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
and we have a lucky day against you and we lost.
yeah, but that game day was a lot of fun. Obviously, I remember it very well because you know the game started and Anderson had a crazy day.
Yeah.
Up to this day, when I watch that game, I'm like, how the hell did he score every single shot he took? But anyhow, it doesn't matter. Like you thought, in my head, I was like, all the shooters will have a moment, right? Sooner or later, they
Yeah.
will get tired, they'll start missing, and the team is going to focus too much on him, so it's okay. But I remember you, like this, I'm talking about the first half, you were controlling the tempo of the team and everyone was calm in LA, which I was like, damn it, like that's a part what I needed. I felt I needed to switch. I'm okay for one guy to score many goals, right? Uh, but I didn't want the whole team to feel comfortable. So, and I remember this very well. There was a point, I went up to cover Anderson one on one, and then you were in the middle back and you got the ball. So I went behind you and I hit you. And I tried just to hit you so you can feel it and you can get disrupted.
Uh-huh.
You noticed that, but you turned quickly and you wanted to give me 2 minutes because you kind of spun me around. And then, and I put my arms up because I knew that's what you were trying to do. So I put my arms up. Referee called it just a foul. I mean, you asked for 2 minutes. And then quickly you went for a shot. You hit a post. We got the ball. We went for a fast break. We scored that goal. And then on your way back, you started telling the referee that that was a 2 minute. You should give me 2 minutes. And then I started trash talking to you. I started like, come on, play, come on. I didn't touch you. So you started talking back to me. And the referee came to me, it's like, Bini, shut up. Don't talk next time. I'm going to give you 2 minutes. So, but I kept for a little bit more, but I felt the next play, because I think at that moment, you were upset a little bit. So you made a charge. And then on the defense, you got a 2 minutes. Those 3-4 minutes, I felt that were very critical for me. I mean, it didn't change how you played later on, but that comfortable feeling that LA had that you were running, it just disappeared. So I felt we were back into normal. Do you remember that sequence?
Yeah, I remember. It's different because for me that game I shot a lot of balls on the post. I don't know if you
Yeah,
remember, and I'm not comfortable with this because I can't help my friends to make goals like everybody think that
yeah,
I need to do. And when you do something wait that the referees do something, and they didn't. And the guys like you do that you did
Yeah.
this, look at you and say, "Hey, let's play." And oh my god, and works because
Yeah.
I lost my mind for
Yeah.
some minutes,
Yeah.
and I lost my control of the game
Yeah.
to put the ball and to read the defense like that,
Yeah.
to just talk with the referees
Yeah.
and look to you and say, "Oh my god," you know.
I-
And this is really good, and I learned with this, of course,
yeah.
because you are an experienced player,
Yeah.
and you show me how works to play with experience. And it's normally I when I on the bed at night, I stay there and think about the game and say, "Oh my god, why I do it? It's just to think about the game, but the emotions." And
Yeah.
when you play with love and
Yeah.
put uh, uh, put all of you on the game, you
Yeah.
can control this.
Yeah. Yeah. To me, honestly, like, look, I'm way too old for these things, and that's the only thing I always look at, the moments where I feel um, a team is controlling the momentum. I hate when the other team controls the momentum. I cannot allow that. I don't care. You can score. I don't care if you're
Uh-huh.
up by 3 or 4. That can happen, right? But when someone has everyone like sort of like a general, things are working well, I cannot
Yeah,
allow that. So, and
yeah.
to me, I felt, I mean, I always think about it. Okay, that helped us so much that moment, but still, the game was very close at all times.
Yo,
So, it was exciting. It was I mean, I remember it to the day. I was so happy that we won the first game because I had no idea what's going to happen. And the second game just felt easier, really, because we knew those guys for a while and we know their style, and but we
and the
never knew.
cheering to Quebec, please Quebec won because we won Quebec, and then let's go change everything. But no,
Yeah.
it's easier.
Good times.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
and the third time obviously was in the nationals at Myrtle Beach.
yeah.
You guys, I mean, I think you especially had a really great game. That was a really tough game too. Could have gone either way. Still to the last minute. That was a good game too. I mean, what happened with you guys at the end?
I think we don't have the experience to hold the game in
Yeah,
our hand. We just play, and in I think it's happened because we don't know each other.
yeah,
Maybe because we don't know each other, we don't trust that maybe it's better to pass the ball than I shot,
yeah,
you know. And this is one problem with one team. When we don't have one team, we have a lot of players.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right. You had a
So
great day. I mean, you had a particularly good day.
yeah, the balls that I shot on the post
Yeah,
in
they all
that
went in.
game, the second game,
They
this
all went
came,
in.
yeah.
Yeah, we were
And
thinking like,
but
okay, we had one last time, Anderson, this time Jill. I'm like, what the hell? Like, I mean, it was crazy.
yeah, yeah, it was a good game because I think a call hit your team, in this case our team. It's the best three teams of the competition.
Yeah,
Maybe I think so.
yeah, no,
But I think the both teams, New York and call hits, is know each other better.
yeah,
Know that when I need has one brain. You and I don't know the name of this guy. Is slow. Is slow. I don't know. One the center back of the call hit team like to hold the ball,
yeah,
the arms, and let's do it, and everybody respects what
yeah, yeah,
you and he say. And it's good when you have one center back that control the game
yeah,
and put the best of each one
yeah,
to this moment. I know that if I'm in the left back and you are in the center, you go make the things that I should more uh, shoot easier.
Yeah.
Then I take the ball and let's
Exactly.
put
Exactly.
the straight and wow, shoot everything.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But to me, the fact that we had these 3 moments together as competitors, it was really easy uh, to know that you would fit so perfectly well with our team. And
Sorry,
then
I didn't understand.
I'm saying that uh, because the competition we had, you and me, like our
Uh-huh.
teams and face to face,
Yeah.
I knew what kind of person you are, what kind of competitor you are, and what kind of player you are, which all of it immediately felt like you belonged with our team. So when time came for us to go to Super Globe, I remember when I called you, I was really happy that you said yes. I was because I said, okay, you're in Brazil, and I knew you were going to go to World Championships in Qatar, just pretty closely to that with beach handball. I'm like, I wish he comes in because one, he knows how to play against us. He saw our system, and I think he fits perfectly with us. So I was really happy that you decided to come with us.
Because you don't know how I'm happy here in my home. You know, when you ask me and I talk with my wife, hey, they invited me. I will play in the Super Globe. You know, because I played 2 times. I 2 times Pan Am clubs champion with the Metodista team,
Yeah.
and this year that we played and we won doesn't have
Oh,
the
the Super Globe.
the Super Globe didn't exist this
Yeah.
time. Exist, but don't didn't happen
Yeah.
this year that we won. And I never played this tournament before. And you invited me, and I said it's really impressive opportunity to play one Super Globe and play against the best teams then, and with one competitive games because
Yeah.
everybody here in Brazil asking me about the U.S. handball. How works over there? And I say, okay, if you take 2 or 3 best teams of the U.S. and put in the national Brazilian league, maybe um, these two of the 3 teams go to the finals, the final four.
Yeah.
You know, uh, maybe Taubaté and Pinheiros. It's one another
Yeah.
level,
Yeah. Yeah.
but New York, so-called and Cal Heat and LA
Yeah.
kind. Maybe if, third and fourth place and fifth place.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a competitive
Yeah.
tournament, but and they have a really good structure and really impressive about the nationals, the courts, the the atmosphere of the sport of the people
Yeah.
watching the games and together four courts is for me it was amazing experience.
Yeah.
And I asked for, and I see the New York team is a competitive team. If we training, like you said for me, let's go to Europe to training
Yeah.
with the good team like Montpellier,
Yes.
and after this go to Saudi Arabia and make good game against. It's like you said in Lake Place that we play a really good game and you play not a really
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
game and the game is closer. Maybe in the first game there in Saudi Arabia,
Yeah.
if we play well, probably we won one
Yeah.
game in Super Globe. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. That would have been crazy. It's I don't sometimes I go crazy about that missed opportunity. But I guess you live and learn. You get the
Yeah,
experience,
and
and
it's normal because it's one new experience to everybody.
yeah.
It's different to play with one course with 5,000
Yeah.
people
Yeah. Yeah.
screaming all the time,
Yeah.
and everybody, hey, Gil Pires from New York. It's different for everybody,
Yeah.
and
Of
everybody
course.
feel this.
Yeah.
It's normal because in the second game, with it's a harder game than the first, and we
Yeah.
play
Much
well,
better. Yeah.
much better.
Both the other games where we
Yeah,
played a lot better.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I think we feel uh, the emotions of the game in the first one And this is was a trouble for us,
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
problem for us. Yeah,
Well, it was lovely moments. I mean, I also love the idea that we spent time in Montpellier training with us. Remember, I mean, the first day we go in and like, oh yeah, we're gonna play against Montpellier first team.
yeah,
So in my head, I was like, oh my God, can you believe this? And that to me was so special because I mean, just seeing them how they move and
yeah.
also seeing us, like I was so happy during that practice. I was like, holy cow, we actually can do this.
And you don't know how I was that time because I'm not feeling good
Yeah, you were
this
not feeling
moment,
good.
and
Yeah,
I didn't enjoy these
I
moments
know.
because
I
for
know.
me it's that I talked with my friends yesterday one live, and I said for them, every time I get on the court, I just focus in the bad things. Like
Yeah,
when I was in Super Globe and I get in, I say, now I play handball like a perfect court with perfect balls,
yeah,
with good referees, and the atmosphere is fantastic.
yeah,
And when I said for my friends here in Brazil that I was in Montpellier 1 week to train with the guys
yeah,
and make games against other teams, and everybody, hey, let's go, do it and enjoy a lot. And I feel really bad, and I'm really really sad because I can't
yeah,
participate more and better.
yeah.
Maybe uh, like Anderson too. I have a
I
shirt
know.
that's
I know.
Anderson too,
I know.
and maybe if we enjoy better these moments in Montpellier, we can do better things in Saudi Arabia too.
Yeah. No, I know. Like you, I think about those little things that went against us, which is, one, Anderson breaking his foot, you being sick, Carlos joining us
Yeah,
after, but him getting injured also in Saudi Arabia, Benji getting injured both of his
yeah,
ankles. I mean, our stars basically of the team were sort of hurt, but nevertheless, I think we played with heart. We gave it all. We cared about showing that doesn't matter. We know that you guys are physically and younger and you can do all this stuff, but the game itself, we showed that we can play perfectly fine. And I enjoyed. To
yeah.
me, that was ultimately the reward. I was like, okay, yes, we were what, 35.5 years old, our age average, which the next the next the next oldest team in the whole competition was 27 years old. So
Yeah.
it was good. It was great times.
Yeah, and I watched the games after this
Yeah.
and say, oh, it's incredible because we feel that we can do it. It's just more focus. You just
Just
can't.
don't drop the ball.
Yeah, yeah. Just and everything for me, everything conspiring to the things happen with the good things. Because I'm really bad until stay in Saudi Arabia. When
Yeah.
I stay in Saudi Arabia, everything's good.
Yeah.
I don't feel more nothing. I
Yeah.
eat normally,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and for me, it's amazing. But in the first game, I think Anderson feel the field again. Uh, uh, I don't know more. Benji,
Yeah.
the food too. You know? And it's a problem to our team.
Well, look, we did what we could with what we had, considering all the other things that were there. But one of the things that I always remember from Saudi Arabia is our nights playing Uno.
Yeah. Let me. After this day.
And we should send a letter with the new rules to Uno
Yeah.
because we change every rule possible.
And when I arrive here in Brazil and I buy one Uno to play with my friends, and when it started, no, the rule is like that. No, it's not right here. No, but it's this. It's like it's worse like this. And everybody, yeah, it's more. It's funny, like to do like this.
It's Saudi Arabia rules.
Yeah.
I remember when they were when the guys from the hotel came to tell us, guys, can you be quiet?
Yeah.
That was fun. I really
Yeah,
remember.
yeah, it was fun because we I don't know in English also, but we started the rule in these moments when the things happen. We no, the rule is not like this, and everybody okay. Oh.
Change as you go.
Yeah.
Well, that gets people to really think on their toes pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Just like in handball.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I hope we get at some point another chance to do something like this, whether Super Globe or some other event. But you know, it was really fun to have you become a part of the team so quickly, because I think that's the key. You know, you can have all the greatest players in the world, but if that chemistry of that player doesn't fit in, it's always you need a lot more time to make it work. But with you, with our team, was so perfect.
But it's easier with these guys, you know. They it's really funny. They enjoy the moment like I'm enjoy the moments, you know. And everybody thinks the same things about let's do what you need to do, but let's enjoy the moment too. And it's really because it's marriage, you know.
Yeah, of course, a happy one, a happy one. uh, just quick question about USA beach handball, because you've seen them and you played them and you've helped them, I believe. Um, what do you think? How did it develop in the last 8 years?
In US,
Yes.
we start to have is more closer relationship with US maybe in 2015
Mm-hmm.
when they invited us to training with us before the Pan Am Games,
Yeah.
the Pan Am Games in Peru that we didn't win. We didn't
Okay.
go to this competition. And they invited us, the Brazilian national team, to stay there in California to play and training with them to prepare themselves to go to Pan American.
Yeah.
And they was champion. After this, they said, oh, it's good. It's a good relationship to everybody
Yeah.
because we learn a lot and they learn a lot with
Yeah.
this, the things. And uh, I don't know. I think is the beach handball atmosphere is like that. Everybody's really closer. It's the relationship, the friendship of the countries. Every time it's really good. The atmosphere is really good. So all the tournaments we go and we talk each other and stay in the hotel talking. And I think it's different because we don't have a contact. We don't have this harder things, you know. So I think the US developing slowly because it's all the same thing, the same peoples.
Yeah.
Change one people, another one, and don't have a one a national competition,
Yeah.
one big national competition. It's really hard. Uh, not it's different here in Brazil because we have one national circuit all year long, and normally new players come stronger because these guys stay on the national team 20 years. I need this place. So, but when I saw Gil in the national team, I know that I need to be stronger than him. So I need to train him, and we continues changing the national teams
Yeah.
with one high level, and the US don't have this thing, you know, the pieces to change.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I have this is the problem of US, but these guys of the national team growing year by year,
Yeah. Yeah.
and now in Qatar last year, they didn't qualify, and we of Brazil don't know why, because they won the games, the harder games, and lost the easier games. You know, they lost to Australia and won by I think Croatia or other traditional team.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, and we don't know why. Maybe because they don't know the time. Like I said for you to LA team to know don't know why stop it and put the ball in the arm and hey take it easy. Let's win the second set too. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I think in general, in both indoor and beach, we just here, we lack numbers, number of talented players because, you can have a generation, right? A successful golden generation, but
Yeah.
that golden generation needs to inspire other
Yeah.
generations to do that. And obviously, beach handball has a better chance in the world of handball for US to get really super talented players and like quickly have an opportunity to be in these international events. And I think they know this and they're doing that. But if, let's say, do you think it would be better for USA Federation to invest more money in beach handball or indoor?
Uh, I think the uh, here in Brazil is different because we receive the money of the government to develop
Yeah,
the sports. You know,
yeah,
so when the government put the money in the confederation and they receive the money and say, hey, we have indoor handball that's Olympics and we have a beach handball that have gold medals but it's not Olympics.
yeah.
We don't have the beach handball in Brazil don't receive nothing.
Mm,
We put money our money to play the national circuits. We
yeah,
do it, but it's different because, like I said for you, in in school age, you know, that the people start to play in their handball and look to beach handball, and say, hey, but Brazil is good, like,
yeah,
and they start to play beach handball too. And when you came in the age of 18, 20, and you need to choose to work or to play, and you say, hey, I can't play beach handball because I can't go to the world championships and be champion.
yeah,
So the people invest to grow beach handball here, and our vision is with the government money. You know,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
different in US that you have a I don't know particular money like a, you know
no
the
government money. It's mostly
yeah
if you're a national governing body that has money, you should be investing in developing the sport.
uh-huh.
However, our federation, our handball federation, has never had enough money to invest developing the sport and grow it,
Mhm.
make it bigger. I mean, it's
uh,
always been like keeping it alive. And most of the time, they didn't even have to do anything. Just people like Michael Hinson, Jamil being involved, and other guys who just want to push the sport. Like you said, put your own money and make these communities. And like this show is build it because you want to create this friendship community. And if
uh-huh.
by any chance you become good enough to compete, great. But it is really sad that U.S. does not give any government money for these.
And it's really hard because you when the people see the US team play against Brazil or Spain or
Yeah,
Germany, and you say, oh, this guy is not really good,
yeah,
they lost every time, but we don't see what's happened behind
yeah,
this. You know, it's different when beach handball of Spain receive money of the federation to play in the national team.
Yeah.
And the last World Championship, 2018 and 2017, and World Games in Poland,
Yeah.
we need to buy our tickets to play there.
Mm.
You know, and when you put this in indoor handball, it's really big because we have in indoor handball lot of money,
Yeah.
lot of
Yeah.
money. Before meet you in Barcelona
Yeah.
to go to Montpellier,
Yeah.
I stay one day in Petro's house
Yeah. Yeah.
and was in the watch the
The training of
training
Barcelona, I
of
remember.
Barcelona, and it's incredible. You have one people to just water, one to the uniform, to the cleaning the ball, to physiotherapist, and a lot of people. And we have what? That's it. And it's different because here in Brazil, in 2011, I received the money of the federation to training all year long to Panama
Yeah.
and receive of my club.
Yeah.
And you can't compare it with the system of US that
Yeah.
all you guys put money of our pockets to do is it to these things survivor
Yeah.
because you love to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. And we got to work every day, do other stuff. And if you're lucky, you play once a week,
Yeah,
handball, if you're lucky. But
yeah.
again, there's still time. We still have,
Okay.
we're still young
Yeah.
to make better things. But I actually wanted to ask you, how many more years do you think you're gonna play indoor handball?
Oh, it's hard to because the first time I think about this, I think, no, 32 or 33, but I have 38, and I think more 2 or 3 years, I don't know. And I kidding with the coach of Brazilian national team that I stopped to play when I play with my son in the national team. You
Yeah.
know, my son have 1 years old.
Yeah.
So it's kidding, but I think I don't have I have focus in other things like my clinic and work and my son,
Yeah.
and maybe 5 or 6 years before I training 5 times by week in handball, more
Yeah.
5 times physical,
Yeah.
and now I just work work out just physically. Don't play more handball every day,
Yeah.
one time by month, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe, and I don't know. I love play beach. I love play
Yeah.
indoor and play beach handball. And if my body get it, I I will.
Yeah. I know it's a tough question because I mean I'm 43. I'll be 44 this year, and every year I slow down a little bit. But then if I actually train and I get a little bit good, if I train 3 weeks, like running and just do some exercises, because I don't do weight training, I don't like it, and it just feels good. I'm like, oh, I can still play, but but in my head, I'm like,
and
you know what?
you
Yeah,
feel different a way to play.
exactly,
You
exactly.
you,
But
you find it.
yeah,
You find different way.
but there's
So I
at some point, I'm thinking like every day, okay, when is it going to be my last game? Saying that's it, no more, because in US you can play as long as you want. there's no limit.
yeah. Yeah, but I think that people don't need uh, put one final point.
Yeah,
Enjoy, enjoy.
yeah,
And
it's
when
true.
you have more problems than happy to do it, it's time
Yeah,
to stop.
yeah,
But
you're right.
you are fun. You enjoy this moment. Why you stop? Because I have 43 or because I have 38. I have friends with 28 don't can't play anymore because have
Yeah,
pain in our body. But we find different ways to play. Now with 38, I don't run like I run 5 or 6 years
Yeah.
before,
Yeah.
but I'm more smart. I read better the game
Yeah.
and put energy when I need to put energy.
Yeah. Yeah. Good point. Okay, I'll continue till I'm 50 at least. Okay, so
Easy, take it easy.
jokes aside, obviously, I know you are committed and your loyalty with Jamil and LA Team Handball, and I really appreciate that, having that honest conversation, and I admire it. But in case LA doesn't field a good team or LA doesn't have a team, you'd still consider playing for us?
Of course.
Yeah.
And you put one really big doubt in my mind, when you invited me, because I'm feeling really good to play with New York handball team, and I need to do it again. I
Yeah,
want to do it again. But like I said for you, I have one compromise with them.
of course.
Uh, they opened the door of
Of course.
US handball for me, and but we don't know how works after these moments
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
in,
Yeah.
in California, and we can talk
Yeah.
after maybe.
And of course, and I admire that, and of course, I believe in being fair to all the people, all the clubs. So, but just to know, you are now a part of the World's Handball Club forever,
Thank you,
and we're going to be
man. Thank you.
connected.
Yeah, I feel this.
That's it.
Yeah.
Our great story.
Yeah, great story.
But hey, Jill, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. We will continue being in touch. I hope your brothers get better, stay safe, and you know, I really hope to see you very soon on the court, whether opposite or on the same side.
Yeah, will be funny to play against or with you guys. And thank you very much. It's really good for me talking about handball. We can practice. We can play here right now, but talking about maybe comfort our hearts and to
Yeah,
remember like histories. It's really good.
yeah.
It's
Never,
really
we'll
good
never
for
forget this.
yeah.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
so
man.
much, Jill.
Thank you.
Bye
See
bye.
you guys.
Bye.
Ciao.